switch door, welcome to my channel. Today I'll be doing a bullet journal for the first time of my life. So wish me luck and let's get started. Before move on to my journal, I decided to do some stickers to use inside the journal. So I'm doing some sketches for it and my concept is nature. So you will be seeing lots of flowers, leaves, a lot of greens and the golds. But I think that's gonna look cute. Beside this paper, I use black and white paper also. When I'm done with the drawing, I'm cutting them off and voila, my stickers are ready to go. To do my bullet journal, I'm gonna use this sketchbook because I couldn't find anything else. That's my only option. Well, I'm gonna deal with it. First thing I would like to do is prepare a pocket on the left side of the agenda, so when I open it I'm gonna have this pocket to put my extra stickers inside or the notes that I want to keep, concert tickets or whatever that I would like to collect because I'm a collector. Prepare the pocket, I'm taking this black paper, fold it on the middle, gluing on the side, and when it looks like an envelope I am sticking it on the cover of my book. To decorate my bullet journal, I'm gonna use this masking tape because I don't have lots of washi tape, so that's gonna be my kind of washi tape. The good part that you can write on it, so I find it super useful and quite decorative as well. As I told you before, it's my first bullet journal, so first page gonna belong to my name in case I forgot it. I'm using a very minimalist style, just putting a little pots and the leaves around, adding a little bit of color, and voila. By the way, if you're curious, I'm using my micron pen and the size is 01. I have a desire to add this little flower on the envelope also, so here we go. I can move on now. As you see, I have reference lines underneath. I recommend you to do the same thing to avoid accidents. Yep. Go secure, kids. Anyway, on the left side of the page, I'm gonna put a yearly calendar because I'm planning to use this book till the end of the year. So it's gonna be useful whenever I wanna go back and check the date because I don't use smartphone. I don't know if you're like me also, but whenever I do a plan, I have to look at the calendar, see the exact date on the calendar to think through it. I'm super visual about it or I'm super stupid about it, I'm not sure, but it's good to have an actual numbers in front of me. I don't know if you guys realize, but the calligraphy is not my cup of tea. So don't judge me about it. I'm sure you're gonna do a way better job than what I'm doing. So I'm more or less satisfied with what I done here. I am cleaning up the page and moving on the right side. And this page is gonna be belong to title of the month, which is July. When I designed this page, I suffer a lot, try to keep it minimalist and cute and stylish in the same time, but calligraphy, doodles and going with a plan and doing the straight lines, etc. is not something I'm capable to do. So I use a lot of inspiration and mixed media, which saved my ass. Yeah, at least that's what I'm hoping for. I wanted to use white markers to color it, but because my papers are quite shitty, when I use markers you can see it through on the other page, so I'm using my watercolor, but you can go for any kind of element you want to use. When I'm done with the green leaves, I'm adding some golden touches behind, which I'm quite enjoying actually. And they look cute. On the side, I'm adding my stickers with some real leaves that I dried between my books. And it looks quite cute actually. Anyway, so I decorate the side of the page with my masking tape. Voila, it looks cute. I'm cleaning up the reference lines so I can go to my next page now. This page is belong to full calendar of July. I'm gonna do it in a big boxes, so if there's a note that I should take under the dates, like appointments, etc., it's gonna be on this page. Maybe it can be boring for you to like write it down one by one, but I find it quite therapeutic or psychopathic, systematic, electronic, sorry. Okay, what were you saying? When I place my days of the month, I'm moving on the right side of the page because there's a gap as you see, and I'm adding a tiny corner notes to myself, so if there's anything that I should remember or motivation speech to do, I'm gonna write it down here. Nice. Now I'm adding a little branch on the side and putting a quote saying, make this July unforgettable. The reason that I wanted to add this quote is actually, I decided to do something different every month to make that month remarkable. And I really want to start it this month, like try something I never tried, or change something on me that I don't want, or improve some skills that I was keep postponing. So I hope this quote gonna remind me to do something. We will see if it's gonna be helpful or not. Well, now I'm gonna use this thing, I don't know how we call it, stamp? No, it's not stamp. The one who is making holes on the paper, yeah. And I'm using the tiny papers that I cut it off and sticking it on the left side of my page and drawing some branch around to make it look like a kind of flower. Yeah, I like it. Completed my last details, cleaned my page, checked. Now I can move on to the next one. Now it starts to get more personal. Left side of this page I split it into two sections for to-dos and goals. You can adjust it any way you want for sure. Before I start it, I am putting a tiny version of the calendar on the left side. I think it's gonna be useful. We will see. By the way, this page is not only a place that I plan my daily life, reminders, etc. It's gonna be more like personal development page also. So I'm gonna put some target for my personal improvement as well. So by the end of the month I can come back here and check that how many of them that I accomplished and how many of them that I should work on more and failed so badly. I don't know. I know you got what I mean. I hope you got what I mean. I divided this two sections with a plan in the middle. I'm not sure if I'm gonna need dates on this page, so I will see while I'm using if I need a date. I'm just gonna edit in the leaves or beside the leaves, but for the moment it's nice like this. Attaching this tiny sticker here and cleaning up my page so I can move on to the next one. This section belongs to creative ideas, and I should say that it's gonna be the most useful page for me. I'm gonna put my new ideas about my work, the YouTube, or my drawings, whatever, because whenever I come up with a good idea, I am writing it down in a piece of paper, then I lose this paper and never find it back, and even when I found it, it doesn't make sense anymore because I already long forgot about it. So this section gonna help me to solve this problem, hopefully. It's actually quite nice to have this different color section on the page, so it's not gonna be just a simple handwriting. Every idea gonna have their own corner, so they're gonna pop up more. At least that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, probably. I added these tropical kind of leaves on the left side and they ended up looking so cute. Of course, I added some more on the right top side too. It looks like a vase actually. Yeah, cute. I wasn't sure if I should color it or not, so I decided to color it lightly, and I ended up coloring it not lightly. I more or less colored all the leaves and couldn't stop and colored the leaves on the top as well. I don't know why I'm doing it, but I'm always like this. When I start to do something, I can't stop. By the way, in case that I might need an extra space because I'm full of creative ideas, you know, I prepared this text, I can call it text, yeah. But beside the fact that how useful they are gonna be, I quite like how they look because they look so cute. Anyway, I think they're gonna be useful. Look, I'm non-stop decorating, but that one looks cute. After the clean the page, that seems satisfying enough, so I can move on to the next one. On the left side of this page, I'm gonna do my habit tracker. Well, probably my habits gonna change monthly, but for this month, I choose workout, eat well, personal care, daily sketch, and YouTube. Honestly, last couple of weeks, first time in my life, I'm taking care of what I eat, so I wanted to track it down during the month to see that how often I'm doing it so I can arrange it better and come up with a different idea. I am using these leaves kind of bars and dividing inside to 31 pieces. And the idea is to come to this page every day and fill inside the bar, so in the end of the month I can see more or less what's going good and what's not going so good. I was planning to leave it like this, and I don't know how come I ended up painting them, but if you're following this video like a tutorial, I suggest you to leave them empty. I quite regret after I paint them. I don't know how it happened, but anyway, still okay, still good. Even though I didn't like how this page turned out, I am moving on to the next one, so I'll see later how I feel about this page. So let's move on. This page is super personal. It's not to make my life easier or organize anything. It's just about how am I feeling. Meanwhile, I try to improve my calligraphy abilities, but still not nailing it, so getting there. Anyway, on the right side, I am drawing in huge plant with a big leaves on it, which gonna serve for a good cause. So idea is come back to this page in the end of the day and write down the feeling that I felt the most during the day. So by the end of the night I can come back to this page and have kind of like final report about my mental state. I don't know if it makes sense, but messed up! Tragedy! Yeah, super smart Tuğçe tried to erase it while it's still wet, so I peeled off the paper, putting some color and lines on it and hoping that it's gonna look okay. Yeah, more or less. So let's cut it off. I decided to do something a bit different on this page, so I'm gonna cut this right top section off to make it look like a wedding invitation or whatever. So right now I'm facing with my stupidity. These leaves that I destroyed look super ugly, so I'm gonna do some patchwork with this paper. So I'm cutting the paper on the shape of the leaves that I destroyed and glue it there, drawing some lines on it to make it more matchy with the rest of the design, and it works well actually, yay! Way better than before. And doing the same thing for these two poor leaves I ruined on the bottom section too. Good to go. Yeah, let's move on. Yay, fresh start! So this page is gonna be highlights of the month. Gonna serve me like a journal, because even though I would like to write my journal every day, I'm mostly super lazy for it or forget about it. So I thought it can be useful to have a page like this, at least doing a summary of the days. It's not gonna be super detailed. I can just come here and make a little notes about what happened that day, what was the highlight of this day, etc. So by the end of the month I can have a like slight reminder of the events of that month. Yeah, good idea. I know, right? I am a genius. Easy girl, easy. If you're disabled like me about writing on a paper without the lines, you can use this technique also. Using my washi tapes and my masking tapes and putting some random lines on the page so they can be my reference to have more straight handwriting. Ready to move on to my last but not least page. I divided right side of the page to 4 pieces. It's gonna be need, wants, expenses and discovers. Well, I wasn't quite sure how to use this page actually, but I thought those can be useful. So I will see by the end of the month that how useful they are. And again, I am using my perfect papers to divide the sections better. I quite like how it looks though. I don't need so much design on this page, it's gonna be full of writing anyway, so I'm just adding this tiny plant on the left side and coloring slightly. And now it looks too white to me, so I wanted to add a piece of black paper on the left bottom side, but a very smart Tuğçe already drew a plant underneath, so I'm cutting the black paper on the shape of the plant to don't cover the plant. Of course, you are gonna learn from my mistakes, like all the smart people could do. By the way, you remember this page that I didn't like much, so I used these 2 different kind of paper to cover 2 of the leaves, because it was so much leaves everywhere. It was annoying. It looks way better this way. And here I am proudly come to end of my first bullet journal. I hope the way I make it and explain it is clear for you to understand and inspiring in the same time. If you like the video, don't forget the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to follow my creations. If you have any ideas or questions or anything else that you would like to share, here is my Instagram. Feel free to contact me. Thank you for watching, guys. I see you next week. Ciao!